Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam and I'm outside, inviting you to consider how are you getting your steps. So, on a day like today, I know that I'm going to spend most of my workday confined to a desk. So, not every day, but some days, that's just the way it goes. So, I know that I'm going to not have as many opportunities to walk. So, first of all, choose when. For me, if I can prioritize that time first thing in the morning, it's something I might have a little more control over, knowing that the rest of my day don't have as much control over how much walking I can do. And I don't have full control or knowledge of how the rest of my day after that's going to go. So the priorities are not of my control always, but this time is. So I'm out, crack of dawn, sun's just coming up for work. I can make the time now to do it. The sun is rising, so I'm going to have access to a lower spectrum of light, which is better for my skin, my eyes, my access to vitamin D transformation. I'm also out first thing in the morning where it's not going to be as warm. Putting on a weighted vest, air quality, all those things are a little bit easier, different at this time of day because I don't have full control over, the heat or, the ability, comfort of wearing the weighted vest, which brings me to where I'm walking. So with all the options available to me, if I were able to walk a little more at work, I'd be walking indoors. Recycled air, maybe some air conditioning, maybe, but I won't have access to this fresh air. I wouldn't have access to nature. So the benefits of doing any exercise in nature. Studies show that the benefits can increase up to 20%. Just availability of fresh air or oxygen, just the difference of what the mental focus can be for any workout, right? And again, just the timing. So you lose concept of time and intensity and all those other aspects of doing any exercise when you do it out in nature. So yeah, nature's a big part of it. I have access to bird sound, sunlight, oxygen, and the benefits that come from participating in nature connection, fight insides, when I'm doing this out in amongst a mixed forest. Specifically, coniferous trees have some additional benefits. Spending time outside, it's a day in nature, benefits physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's going to regulate my circadian rhythm, helps my sleep-wake cycle, lowers my blood pressure, reduces cortisol, increases my serotonin levels. So I'm choosing to walk in nature. But here's the difference. If I can't get all my steps in, I'm going to do more with the steps I have. So I'll start with my feet. I'm wearing a Barefoot Style walking shoe, which is different than the muscles, the amount of muscles, and the type of muscles that a regular walking shoe or my hiking boot might offer me. The Barefoot Style shoe has a wider toe bed, which is going to engage more muscle groups, different muscle groups, right? And small stabilizer muscles in my ankles might be a little bit better engaged. So from there, I'm also choosing a path that offers me more terrain. I've got some pretty steep inclines, some declines. I've got some, it's not an even terrain. So that again is going to engage different muscle groups. It's going to improve my posture, and it's going to target some of that aspect of my walking exercise that I would miss if I were on a treadmill or if I were along a sidewalk or possibly even the street. So walking in nature, choosing a path that's got access to different terrains is going to benefit more the limited steps I'm going to have today. But of course, we can see the weighted vest. So weighted walking, again, is just going to engage different muscle groups, going to challenge my posture, going to work on my cardiovascular system a little bit differently. Not always better, but yeah, better. And weighted vest is just one more way. All right, it's not rucking. Right, rucking is the weight that you have in a pack. It's pretty localized. Force lean back. The weighted vest, a little more evenly distributed, and I've got some more capacity to wear something a little more comfortably. But if I did this later on in the day, might not be as comfortable due to the heat. So when I walk, where I walk, and how I walk. So how I walk, not only am I targeting terrain, but I've had an opportunity based on my path to do some backward walking. All right. So mentally, backward walking eliminates that focus. So my brain activity, having to look side to side, the periphery, it just takes a little bit of a different mental effort. Again, different muscle groups in my legs, in my quads, in my back, core, when you're walking backwards. And I did some interval walking. So switching up from a normal walking speed for a couple moments and then matching those moments or that time frame with an increased intensity and speed, right? It changes my stride. Again, strengthens and challenges my cardiovascular system. And you can do that and helps my endurance and my capacity to engage in longer walks, especially when I'm carrying this added weight. And of course, the weighted walking. So doing all of this is going to benefit not just the amount of steps I'm getting, which is going to be limited today, but with that prioritized need for getting in some steps, I'm going to increase the benefits by challenging and increasing the difficulty of the steps that I get. So go outside, go in nature, walk backwards, do some interval walking, try some weighted walking, and if you haven't yet, try walking in a barefoot style shoe. Right? All of these things are going to add to your walking routine, add to the benefits of being active, adding to your longevity and your mobility, your quality of life. Give it a try. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.